If you run a service business, sooner or later you'll hit the same problem. People want to book, but you cannot always answer their phone calls. And once you call back, the job is often already lost. In this video, I'll show you how to set up a proper booking page for a cleaning business, step by step, so customers can book your services online 24/7 without needing to call. Before we jump into the setup, I quickly want to show you what the finished booking page actually looks like. I'll go through it from the customer's point of view, so you can see the full booking flow. How someone selects a service, chooses a time, enters their details, and completes a booking. So the first step on the booking page is that the customer has to enter their postcode or zip code if you are in the US. The system then checks if this code is within your service area. This helps to prevent unwanted bookings from areas that you don't service. This postcode check is entirely optional. If you don't want to use it, you can turn it off at any time. You can also use the postcode to configure different services, different prices, or even different available times, depending on the postcode that the customer enters. After entering the postcode, the next step is the category selection. The customer selects a service category, for example, standard domestic cleaning, deep cleaning, or move-out cleaning. In this example, I set two different categories, domestic cleaning and commercial office cleaning. This step is also optional. You don't have to use categories if you don't want to. Next is the service selection. This is where the customer chooses the service they want to book. For example, a standard domestic cleaning by the hour or standard domestic cleaning by floor size. You can also run promotions and display discounted prices. The next step is the team member selection. Here, customers can select their preferred team member if you want to allow that. This step is also entirely optional. You can turn team member selection on or off, depending on how you run your business. After that, the customer selects the date when they want the service to happen. Once the date is selected, they are redirected to choose an available time. Depending on how you set this up, the customer can either choose an exact time or an arrival window. Arrival windows are often better for mobile service businesses because they give you more flexibility. From the customer's perspective, this still feels simple and clear, and they can immediately see what is available. After the time selection, the customer can add extras. In this example, I added an extra for window cleaning at $5 per window. The customer can decide if they want this extra, and they can also select the quantity, for example, how many windows they want cleaned. On the next step, the customer is asked to enter their details. This includes basic information like their name, address, and contact details, and also any additional questions you want to ask, such as pets, special requests, or extra information you need for the job. You can also configure conditional questions. For example, you could ask if the household has pets. And if the answer is yes, you can then ask what type of pet it is. Based on the answer, you can also add an extra charge. For example, if the household has pets that require extra cleaning time, you can charge extra based on this answer. All questions can be made mandatory, which means the customer must answer them, or optional, which means they can skip them. If you ask for photos, this is also the step where the customer can upload them. You can require a certain number of photos, make them optional, or not ask for photos at all. All of these questions are completely optional. These are just examples. You can set up questions based on your business and what you need to know for each booking. And you can also configure different questions for different services. You can also offer subscriptions at this point. For example, if a customer wants to book the same service every week, you can offer a discount like 15% off or a $5 discount if they book every 2 weeks. This feature is also optional. Once all details are entered, the customer sees a final overview of the booking. Here they can double check the service, the date and time, the price, and all the information they entered before completing the booking. If you accept online payments, this is also where the customer pays. You can choose to charge the full amount, take only a deposit, or not charge anything at the time of booking. And once the booking is completed, the customer immediately receives a confirmation, so they know the booking was successful. If you prefer, you can also confirm bookings manually and send booking confirmations yourself after you have reviewed the booking. From the customer's point of view, this whole process feels straightforward and professional. They don't have to wait for a callback, they don't have to explain everything over the phone, and they can complete the booking whenever it suits them. If you like a booking website like this for your own business, then you can keep watching and follow my step-by-step setup process. There are many different booking tools out there, and the setup process is often similar. It is important to choose a tool that is suitable for your type of business. In this example, we use a tool called Efficient Booking, which is purposely designed for mobile service businesses who come to the customer. Once you've signed into Efficient Booking, we'll start by opening the Setup Assistant. I'll fly over the first few steps, like entering your business name, email address, currency, and time zone. Those are pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. Just fill them in and click Next. Now enter your business hours. And this is more than just for display. The booking system actually calculates your last available booking time based on the duration of the service. So, for example, if your business hours end at 5 p.m. and a customer tries to book a 1-hour service, the last available slot will be 4 p.m. The system makes sure that the service can actually be completed within your working hours. Next, do you want to accept payments on your booking page? In this case, let's say yes, you will need a Stripe account for that. Stripe is a trusted payment processor used worldwide. Big companies like Google or Amazon use Stripe too. It's safe and reliable. If you don't have a Stripe account yet, you can create one for free. Just go to stripe.com and create an account for your business. Once your account is set up, connecting it to Efficient Booking is super simple. You just click on Connect, log into your Stripe account, click Authorize, and you'll be redirected back to Efficient Booking with a green connected message. That's it. Does your business charge tax? If yes, enter your tax rate, the abbreviation like GST or sales tax, and your business tax number, such as an ABN. You can also enter your bank details and they'll appear on your invoices. You can use this if you want to offer your customers to pay via bank transfer. Otherwise, your invoices also show a Pay Now button, and customers can pay via credit card. Card payments are automatically tracked, so invoices automatically get marked as paid as soon as the payment is completed. Now choose your payment policy. You have 3 options. 1. Take full payments for all services. 2. Take payments based on service settings. You can define for each service whether it requires full payment, a deposit, or no payment. 3. Do not take payments. No payment is required at all. This gives you flexibility. Maybe you only require payment upfront for certain services, or maybe you just want to use the booking system without online payments. Totally up to you. Unpaid booking confirmation. If you allow bookings without payment, you can choose if those bookings get confirmed automatically or if you want to manually approve them and send a confirmation yourself. Terms and conditions. Here you can add your business terms and conditions and require customers to accept them before completing a booking. Here you can define your refund policies, cancellation rules, or service conditions. Conversion tracking. If you're running Google or Facebook ads, you can configure conversion tracking here. We'll skip this for now. It is more advanced and you can always come back to it later. Our goal is to create a working booking page first. Service categories. Do you want to group your services into categories? For example, domestic cleaning and commercial office cleaning. Activate categories, click Add Category, enter the name, a short description if you like, and choose a custom icon if you want. Now let's add your actual services. Click Add Service and enter the name. For example, 2-hour domestic cleaning. Choose the category, enter the price, and select whether payment is required or optional, or if you just want a deposit. If you select deposit, then you can define your deposit amount here. You can set a daily booking limit. This defines how many times this service can be booked per day. 0 means unlimited. We leave this on 0 for now. You can write a short description of your service. Here you can choose an icon that shows on the booking page. Here you can configure conflict prevention settings. I recommend leaving them off for now. Once your booking page is live, you can come back and test these if needed. Click on Save tab. Arrival window. If you're a mobile business, this part is really helpful. You can set an arrival window like 120 minutes. So instead of your customer booking exactly at 9 a.m., they are booking an 8 to 10 a.m. window. This gives you flexibility if you are stuck in traffic or a job takes longer than expected. From my own experience working in a mobile service business, I never know exactly how long a job will take and how the traffic will be. I never know when exactly I will arrive at the next job. Arrival windows help reduce stress and avoid not meeting the customer's expectations. No more are you still coming calls. Then we have display time and calculated time. Display service time is what the customer will see. We set this to 120 minutes because the service name is 2 hours of cleaning. Calculated service time is how long efficient booking should block out in your schedule. For example, if the job takes 120 minutes and you usually need 15 minutes to drive to the next one, enter 135 minutes. If you want to add a little break or buffer for yourself, you can enter 150 minutes. Minimum advance booking time defines how far in advance this service must be booked. We set this to 4 hours, which is 240 minutes. So the latest time to book a 12 p.m. service would be 8 a.m. This service must be booked at least 240 minutes in advance. Time slot configuration. This defines how efficient booking displays your time slots. Currently it is on automatic time slots and we set this to 60 minutes, which means it displays a new time slot every 60 minutes. Customers can book at 8 a.m. or at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and so on within your business hours. You can also set it to custom. Then you can define custom time slots. For example, if you want to only offer this service at 8 a.m. and at 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Once that's done, hit Save tab. Customer fields, extras and team. You can configure customer fields, extras and team member settings here. We will come back to that later. For now, just click Save tab and at the end, click Create Service. Here you see your first service in the list. Up here there is a button that lets you configure custom schedules for each service in case the hours for a service are different to your business hours. You can add more services the same way, or you can also use the duplicate function, which is here. Click here and it creates a copy of this service. Then you just click on Edit and you can edit only the relevant details. For example, we changed the name to 3-hour domestic cleaning, changed the description to 3 hours, and changed the display service time and calculated service time. Click Save, done, next service is added. You can add more services. Once you're done, click on Continue to Setup Assistant. Email setup. This might look a little techy, but don't worry. Choose your email provider and Efficient Booking will pre-fill most fields. For most providers, you just need to enter your email address, username and password. Some email providers like Gmail or Outlook require an app password instead of your regular password. It's an extra security step, and Efficient Booking explains how to do it. Once filled in, click Save, then Send Test Email. Check if you received that email. Also check your spam or junk mail folder. Customer fields. Now we'll set up customer fields. These are the questions your customer has to answer when making a booking. Name and email are always activated. If you have a mobile business and come to the customer, then you probably want their address. So you can click Enable Smart Address. Click on Settings. Here you can configure the address finder to only find addresses within your country or even state. We want to make this field required. That means customers cannot skip this field. Then you probably want to collect their phone number. We click on Add. Field label is the name, in this case phone number. Field type. Here you can choose what type of question this field is. For example, is it a drop-down menu, a checkbox, or a photo upload, which lets customers upload photos to their booking? In this case, we select phone. Placeholder is just the explanation. I put please enter your phone number, and we want to make this required as we absolutely need the phone number. And we want to ask this question when booking any of our services. So we select all services. Click Save Done. You can also ask conditional questions. For example, if you're running a cleaning business, you might want to ask, does this household have pets? Then create a new customer field. And if the customer answers yes, you can use a conditional field to ask what type of pet, or even add an extra charge for pets that cause more cleaning work, like dogs or cats. You can also ask conditional questions. For example, if you are running a cleaning business, you might want to ask, does this household have pets? Then, if the customer answers yes, you can use a conditional field to ask what type of pet, or even add an extra charge for pets that cause more cleaning work, like dogs or cats. Create a new customer field. Ask what type of pet it is. In this example, I offer 3 different options to choose: dog, cat, other. I added an additional charge of $20 for the answers. Dog or cat, because dogs or cats usually mean more cleaning work. If the answer is other, then I will create an additional follow-up question, what type of pet it is. I made this required so the customer must answer it. Then click on Enable Conditional Logic for this field. Choose the previous question. Does this household have pets? And set the condition equals yes. Now this customer field that we are working on here will only be shown if the previous question, does the household have pets, was answered with yes. You can also sell add-ons this way. For example, would you like to add oven cleaning? If they select yes, add a $20 charge. There's also a photo upload field. Customers can upload images when they book. You can even make this required or optional. When required, then you can set a minimum number of photos that the customer must upload before he can proceed with the booking. This is a great way to get an idea of the job before you arrive, or even to give quotes remotely. After setting up all the questions that you want to ask, click on Continue to set up Assistant. Photos. If you've added a photo field, you'll need to activate the photo feature. This also lets you or your team upload photos for each booking via the admin panel. Perfect for before and after job photos. Great for documentation or proof of service. To use this, you'll need to sign the compliance agreement. Efficient Booking gives you 5 GB of free photo storage, which is usually more than enough for customer uploads. If you upload a lot of your own photos for documentation, you can purchase larger storage packages. Team members. Here you can set up your team of staff. If you are just a one-person business or you want to keep things super simple to start with, then you can skip this. To use the Team Members feature, click Enable Team Members. Then choose if you want customers to select team members when making a booking. Here you can choose if you want to show team member photos on the booking page. Each team member gets their own login to the mobile interface of Efficient Booking. Later you can assign bookings to your team members. Now let's add a team member. Click Add Team Member. Enter their name, email, and a password. That login is what they'll use as their personal login on the team login of Efficient Booking. Under Icon, you can upload a team member photo. Under Daily Booking Limit, you can set a maximum number of bookings for this team member per day. 0 means unlimited. Click Create Team Member. You should land on the Edit menu. Otherwise, click here to edit more settings for this team member. Under Working Hours, you can configure individual working hours for this team member, if they are different from your general business hours. Under Block Times, you can block times for this team member, for example, holidays. Under Service Assignments, you can select which services this team member can do. Under Permissions, you can set their permission level, if they can create manual bookings or see and edit invoices and so on. When done, click Save. After you set up all your team members, you can click on Continue to set up Assistant. Next step is Locations. Under Locations, you can configure different locations for your business. If you are a stationary business with multiple locations, you can let your customers choose which location they want to go to in order to receive their service. If you are a mobile service, like in this example, you can activate the postcode check at the beginning of the booking process. Now the first step on the booking page is that the customer must enter their postcode. Based on their entry, the system internally redirects them to the right location group. First of all, you can filter postcodes that are out of your service area. If a customer enters a postcode that is not in your list, then they see a message that your business does not service their area. This prevents customers from unwanted locations making bookings on your booking page. From my experience working in mobile service businesses with simple booking systems, I always received bookings from other cities or remote areas that I do not service. This often caused arguments with customers because they paid for a booking and received the confirmation. Then they felt disappointed when I had to cancel it. And it also caused lots of stress for me, because when a new booking came in, I immediately had to check it for a wrong address. To set this up, you need to add at least one location. Click Add Location. Give it a name. Under Postcodes, add all the postcodes that you service, separated by a comma. Under Hours, you can configure different business hours for each location. We use the main business hours. Under Categories, you can select the categories that are done by this location. We select all. Under Services, you can select the services that are done by this location. We select all. Under Team Members, we can select the team members for this location. We select all. Click Create Location. Now click on Enable Zip Code or Postcode Checker. Click Configure. Choose your country. Below, you can configure the messages that are displayed on the booking page. We leave them as is for now. Click Save Settings. Now scroll up and click on Customer View. On your booking page, now the customer first gets asked to enter their postcode. If they enter a postcode that is in the list that you configured before, they get redirected to the next step in the booking process. If they enter a postcode which is not in your list, then they see a message that you do not service their area. You can also configure multiple locations with different postcode lists. Based on the postcode, the customer gets redirected to the location for their postcode. Your locations can have different services with different prices, or different business hours, or different team members. This allows you room for some very creative setups. For example, you service the north side in the morning and the south side in the evening. You can set 2 locations with different business hours for each. North side postcodes can only book in the morning, and Southside postcodes can only book in the afternoon. You can always come back to this and play with it later. Once you're done, click on Continue to set up Assistant. Extras. Here you can create extras or add-ons that customers can select while booking. For example, window cleaning, $5 per window. Inside fridge, $15. Steam carpet cleaning, $40. You can also allow customers to choose the quantity, like 3 windows at $5 each. It's pretty straightforward. Click Add Extra, set a name, description and price. Select the services that this extra should be shown for and click Save. Discount codes and gift cards. Here you can create discount codes that customers can enter on the booking page when checking out. Promotional discounts. Here you can set up promotional discounts that show directly on the booking page, like book online and save $10. From my own experience, I can tell you that customers love to see discounted prices. And since I use this feature, my own bookings definitely went up. Automatic discounts. You can also set up automatic follow-up discounts. For example, if you mark a booking as complete, then the system sends an automatic email with a discount to the customer. Book again in 2 weeks and get 10% off. A great tool for encouraging repeating business. Design. Here you can upload your logo, change the colors of your booking page and make the design match your business. If you're using a logo, I highly recommend that you follow the size that is specified in Efficient Booking. Otherwise, it might look awkward. Payment methods. Here you can enable additional payment options like Afterpay or Klarna. Just keep in mind some of these charge quite high fees. In this example, I leave this on credit card payments only. Review management. This is not directly related to your booking page, but if your business is collecting Google reviews, here you can enter your Google review URL. Efficient Booking gives you an Efficient Booking URL, which you can send to your customers. It works as a pre-check for the review. First, the customer lands on the Efficient Booking review page, and only if they click on 5 stars are they redirected to Google. This keeps bad reviews in Efficient Booking and away from Google, while 5-star reviews land on Google. Efficient Booking also offers automatic review requests, which require the SMS function to be enabled. The next step is the SMS packages. Efficient Booking gives you a few free SMS for testing, but to really use the SMS features, you need to buy packages. We skip this for now. Your booking page will work perfectly without this. Recurring bookings. Next step is recurring bookings. This feature lets you offer subscriptions on your booking page. Customers can subscribe to your services and receive a discount. It's a great tool for winning regular customers. You can have a look into this feature, or you can always come back to this later. Your booking page is now complete and ready to receive bookings. I recommend to make a test booking yourself to try the complete flow. After the test booking, you can send yourself a refund with just a few clicks. In the admin area, open the invoice and look for the refund button. Now just link the booking page on your website and let it work its magic. Setting up a booking page can feel like a bit of work in the beginning, especially the first time you do it. But once it's done, it runs quietly in the background, takes bookings for you and removes a lot of small daily stress, especially when you're busy or can't answer the phone. There are many different booking tools out there, and the setup process is often similar across systems. People often ask about free solutions like WordPress plugins. I tested many of them, and I do not recommend them for a professional business. For most service businesses, just one extra booking per month already covers the cost of a professional booking system. For me, having a booking page has made running a service business a lot easier. That's why I would not want to run a service business without a booking website anymore.